I'm going to start with what I perceive to be a couple of positive aspects of the game, Maurice, if you don't mind. First half, towards the end, managed to come back, got the goal, and retained a bit of ascendancy towards the end of the first half. Had some ascendancy in the game in the second half at the start, and then we got pushed a bit deeper. What was your take on all of that? Is that a fair analysis?
I think we're a better side if you start to finish.
Okay.
I really do. What is it? They play for their corners, which they're good at. They score most weeks off a corner. I think their top goal scorer is their centre back. Tells you what you've got to say with that. If you're going to defend or be in situations where, for instance, Mango's heading 20 balls, low average you'll lose one. And unfortunately, they score from the set play that kills you. But again, I think it's the exact same as the Celtic game. We're pushing on, we're trying to score, we've got the ascendancy, we've got territory. They have a 5-minute spell where they've got corners and free kicks because the referee keeps giving them free kicks for nudges. We get Stonewall penalty denied again. Every week I'm saying it. There's a stone. We should have at least 4 or 5 penalties made than we've had. But it's just we Cowdenbeath. Don't worry about Cowdenbeath. Get to Celtic, get to whoever. Because they're doing well this year. Frightening. It's actually they've got an adjudicator here today or whatever they're called. But do you know what? It'll be the same next week. We'll not get a penalty. Somebody else will get a penalty. Frightening.
The fans won't be aware of this, but when I arrived at the ground about 6:15, you had the players out there, full squad, on the pitch. What were you trying to impart in that context? Quite some time before the dressing room talk and so on.
Well, you've came from a game Saturday where your last feeling was a negative one. So I wanted to take them out the dressing room and give them a positive feeling based on how we play. Scenarios that may arise, so basically showing them, without giving too much away to the opponent, scenarios that will arise to avoid certain things, to be proactive in certain things. And yeah, that was the main reason for it. And the reason I do that is, what if I give a wee bit of detail that makes a difference? And if I never done it, and that detail come up in the game, I'd be angry at myself. So there's a bit of that where I'm trying to do all I can so I can sleep at night, and also just to kind of break up from the defeat on Saturday to tonight. Yeah. But the boys, I say to the boys, that's as good as a Cowdenbeath team will play. I thought they were excellent.
I'm going to mention Liam Buchanan, if I may, because since you've come in, he hasn't always featured in the starting lineup. Would I be right to infer that he has kept his head down, worked hard, and now he's caught your attention to the extent that he's in the starting lineup?
Yeah, and players always go home, and players are insular. Players think of how they are, and how they play, etc. But we're looking at the big picture all the time. But what I will say is, I thought he was outstanding tonight. I thought his game awareness was brilliant. His understanding of what was happening ahead of. So if you imagine a striker sees the game back to front. So typically strikers are making opposite movements to the people that are in front of them. So if a winger comes inverted, the 9 needs to run the channel. Or if the wingers runs the channel, then you can come and be like in a 10 position. And he got that to a T tonight.
Well, my co-commentator, who happened to be Joel Sked from A View from the Terrace, I don't know if you've seen the programme, that's exactly what he was saying. He was running the channels, Liam Buchanan was running the channels amazingly well. I suppose the difficulty with that perhaps is when he does that, then he's not in the 6-yard box to put the chances away. Yeah, but you can't have it always, right, I understand that.
If you've got a 7 and 11 and a 9, which we play, then you've got the wing backs. So if he runs the channel, it's the 7's job to then become the 9. The 11's job to become a second 9. It's the opposite 6, like the whole midfielder to crash the box. And the wing back, his job is also to be in that kind of area to support. Yeah. To then, so you've still got 3 between the posts. So he's making a sacrificial run there. It's a run that needs to be done. But what we've done the night better is we got there from the middle of the pitch, down the sides. You can never get in behind teams for a 60-yard punt. Never. You're getting in behind teams comes through the centre of the pitch, or that kind of the middle third, and that's what we did better tonight. I thought we were excellent tonight, and I can't be downhearted. If we can replicate that, any team coming here, they better play well to beat us.
Yeah.
So it's a team that's together. I keep saying it. Saturday, dreadful. Didn't deserve one thing for the game. Not one thing. Tonight, we deserve to win that football match.
I think the tenor of your comments really answers this next question. Some of the people around me were wondering whether there was going to be any substitutions. There weren't any substitutions until very late on in the second half. Was that simply because you were largely content with the way the team were playing?
Yes, exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So, people, fans, general football people tend to think as attacking and defending as separate entities. They're not. If it's done properly, they're not. So, when you've got a front three that's efficient in how they're playing, it's in attack and in defence. It's the same thing. Because when we defend, the whole session, the whole team is on the ball side and the kind of middle third. When we're attacking, the whole side is up in the same area, or the opposite area, sorry. So it's about, when they three are doing connecting defensively and stuff, it allows for us to get counter-attacks because the wingers come narrow and you regain the ball. So it's not just about, go put on three strikers and go and run about. It doesn't work like that. Well, an efficient team doesn't work like that. And that's how I see it. I didn't want to make the change because the shape was brilliant. We were getting up the pitch, we were getting down the side of people. So it's not just to say, put three on and then they go. Because other people that were on the bench maybe don't have the understanding of the position or whatever, 100 reasons. But that was the reason I never put them on.
One of the substitutions who did come on, the new signing as of today, I think, Chris Sakamenzi, he's got pace, I believe.
Lightning.
Yeah.
So again, he's a bit raw. Chris is raw. He's a young boy who would have been in the building 6 weeks ago if his parent club, so to speak, wouldn't have been obstinate. But like I said, he's raw. Like, he's scary fast. So he will pose a different threat to what we have. Based on what I saw tonight, he's going to need to work hard to get in the starting 11. And based on the number 9 and the 7 and 11. So it's just putting somebody on in the game, similar to Sammy. And by the way, if it hadn't been lost the goal for the corner, it would have been Bobby Barr that went on, because Bobby Barr understands how the front three defensively works. Bobby's brilliant at the press, he's brilliant at understanding where to run, especially when we're defending part. And he runs the channels as well. So I wouldn't have made that change. I'd only made the change if Forfar hadn't scored. So.
Saturday's game against Stenhousemuir, last time out between Cowdenbeath and Stenhousemuir, a very satisfactory victory at their patch. They've put in a decent couple of results recently, Stenhousemuir. How do you view the game on Saturday? How are you going to approach it?
Well, since we played them and we got that good result, they went on a fantastic run. So much so that manager got manager of the month, I think it was last month, and well deserved, by the way. Well, it's going to be another game like that. We're not going to let teams play here. Teams are not coming here to play. You're going to fight and battle and beat us. So the players are very aware of it. The players, if they can replicate that tonight, I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Okay. Thank you very much once again, Maurice.
Thank you. Cheers.